Here we are. Yeah, well, is it working over here?
I'm not even on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's not on YouTube yet.
Yeah, it's not on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's on
started.
YouTube.
There we go.
Already started. We just cut out the formalities tonight
Right.
and just decided to open the show the way it is. And yeah, it's on Twitch and everything. It's live.
Live on Twitch. Yep.
Yep.
Drum roll.
So it's live. Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. I'm sorry I kept on clicking on the video that usually does the intro saying we're coming in, but apparently it didn't open, and here we are. So we've been having some very interesting conversation before the show, but we're going to liven up a little bit, and I'm trying to get this video to open up behind me. For even though I don't carry sponsors or anything, the sponsors that I used to have that supported me so many years, I just keep on playing it over and over, and I support them still.
Just tell the truth. You don't know how to turn off the VCR. Just
Yeah. But yeah, Rockler was so good to me. Clean Spore has been so good to me. Tim Sway, all those people have been so good to me, and I appreciate it so very much. So I put it up there anyway. And so that being said, sorry about last weekend. My wife needed my support at the last minute, so my family has become more important to me than anything else. I know for the first few years we never missed a show, but in the last few years I've decided that was going to change, and so here we are. And I appreciate all you people that are out there and still hang on. We still have, when I get the stream report from Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, we still have 30, 35 people that watch us on a regular basis. So I appreciate that. I thank you very, very, very much. So that being said, Paul, tell us where we can find you.
Same as every week. Same as every week. Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube, Instagram, right here. I'm trying to catch up with Al. I've been kind of busy on Sundays, so I've missed his stream, but
Paul, you've been busy.
Huh?
You've been busy.
I have, yeah. So anyway, you can catch me this weekend watching the football championships.
Oh yeah, who's playing this weekend?
Well, Lions are playing at 6:00 on Sunday.
Yeah, who are they facing?
They're facing the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, that's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Yeah, I was disappointed about the Bucks. I kind of figured they would pull it out there at the very end, but they didn't. So
nope.
It is what it is. Chris, tell us where we can find you.
Chris from the Old Cranky Workshop. You know that. Find me on YouTube and Facebook. And just a reminder, there's 49 shopping days till St. Patrick's Day. Woo-hoo! And I take a size 4 beer pack. So,
size 4 what?
4 beer pack. You get a pack of Guinness.
Oh, 4. Okay, 4-pack of Guinness.
Guinness.
Yeah, I got it.
Guinness.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Donald.
I'm Donald Matthews from Donald Larthifies Woodshop. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I got a website called redneckknowhow.com.
Great. And Donna.
Donna Presley, Donna's Embroidery Plus, Donna's Wood and Art, and Rose. And I'm going to tell you now, I'll tell you when you find me, you can't. You can't find me. I can give you my address with directions. You still just letting you know. Have no time.
That's as big as I can get it. That's about little over 8 inches, 8 3/8, and that's 13 inches long. So that has to be, but that's the one you wanted, right,
Yeah.
Donna?
Yep.
And I haven't forgot your mama's tumbler. I just been kind of busy. We've been building up our ramp to our house is pretty well collapsing. And I'm afraid that the Amazon person that comes and brings so many deliveries, that is Sam's Club. We are Sam's Club fanatics. Free shipping, and they have stuff cheaper than anybody else does. But anyway, I'm afraid they're going to fall through the ramp, and I'm going to get sued.
Right.
So we have started. You seen us posted the picture. Nancy don't know I posted that picture.
You're gonna
But
get it.
yeah, she was out there busting up the. All right, in the original build, I built a ramp from the front of my porch down, and in the original build, I just put it up haphazardly because I needed a way to get in and out to bring materials when I was building the addition. Well, it kind of like bluntly ended. And then when I poured, there was concrete. I have a whole side thing that I poured undercover on the side of my house of concrete. The guy said, I've got like a lot of concrete left. Is there any way you can take it, or I'll just take it back and throw it away? So we formed it up and poured it on the end of the ramp. So that concrete you're seeing was a last minute ditch to add to our old ramp. Well, now I regret it because that sucker is 8 inches thick at the thick point. Yeah. So I wanted to to rent a jackhammer. They wanted $75 a day. I found one on a Home Depot site. I mean, it's cheap. I'm not going to use it more than once. For $59. I'm like, I'll just buy one. So anyway, we've been busting up the concrete, getting it out of the way to put the new ramp in. The second problem was with the ramp is it was too close. When I put the metal roof on, did you know that water slides down metal a whole heck of a lot farther than on shingles? It was hitting the middle of the ramp. So in a thunderstorm, you couldn't go in or out without getting soaked. There was a 3-inch, 4-inch column of water coming down in the middle of the ramp.
It's like a waterfall.
So, yeah, it was a waterfall. So I actually not only rebuild the ramp, but I'm moving it over about 4 foot to get it away from that waterfall. So Nancy was jackhammering, and y'all all won't get to see that because if I put it out there, she'll definitely see somebody see it, and there's something. Anyway, I sent it to the group. Nancy's actually got the jackhammer, and she's actually helping me chip up the concrete.
I'm just saying, if she happens to watch this show, she knows.
Yes.
Well,
if you want to, anyway.
When I left, because we've been working on the ramp all day, when I left out of the room, she was getting in her sauna bathtub that we couldn't get through the door, and I had to turn it up sideways and get it in there. Yeah, she's in the sauna bath, so she's not watching this. She's in there taking. Yeah, she's in there drinking a glass of wine and enjoying herself.
If she has her phone, she might be tuned into YouTube.
Nah, she ain't watching this. I ain't.
I'll send her the link.
Them jackhammers will work on you.
All right, so where do we stop? Donna?
Yeah, Jim.
Jim.
Jim Bashir's driveway workshop. It's getting closer to daylight savings time.
Yes.
So other than that, I got nothing. Been busy.
How's the weather been up there with you? A lot of ice and snow, or?
Yeah, we had an ice storm. We had an ice storm. We also had a couple of big boxes that came from Amazon, and this poor little 4'2" Amazon delivery gals trying to carry these big old boxes up my slick driveway. And I tried to go out and take them away from her. She would not have anything to do with it. She had to set them on my porch and take a picture of them, and then go down. Man, I thought she was going. I had to catch her a couple of times. Poor gal. They don't get paid enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
anyway,
you're right.
Had a cold all week.
Just real quick, I had a great. I used to hate FedEx because absolutely
I can't stand
the FedEx driver. I had to have something delivered the other day. It was kind of heavy. He backed into my driveway for number one. I've never had him do that. And he got out and said, and I walked to the back of the truck and he said, "This package is really heavy." And he looked at me and he goes, "You sure you want to carry it, or do you want me to carry it for you?" And I said,
Sir?
Do you mind putting it on the porch? And he goes, he picked it up and set it on my front porch. And I said, "Thank you so very much." And I went on to FedEx and gave him a outstanding review because that's the first FedEx driver I've ever had been so courteous and understanding. So yeah, I gave him a fantastic. I said he was spot on, very courteous, very generous. He actually carried the package for me. I put everything I could put in there for him. So,
our FedEx driver puts our stuff right on the front porch. He may throw it from the middle of the driveway, but it gets to the front porch.
I'll go one better. Our FedEx driver puts it at my address on the next block. So that's how I get to talk to my neighbors is they come over and drop our stuff off.
See, that's the FedEx I normally know. That's the FedEx I normally know.
They did that to me last year.
Yeah.
Amazon's not giving you notifications no more. They'll take the picture in that, but they're not going to give you a notification with it because Walmart and the other companies are scraping the internet, and then they know how fast and what's going on with Amazon.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So they quit giving out notifications when it's sitting on your porch.
Well, I go to the Rivian truck plant pretty much once a week.
Yeah, I still get notifications.
I still get notifications.
I don't. You don't get the picture. They don't
actually-
show you the picture and everything anymore. Don't you just get an email?
No, I get an email with a picture.
Wow. Because I don't
We
get
get
that
it on
anymore.
our,
They said they're
Well,
trying not to put out so much.
Dixon,
'cause
they don't love you anymore.
Yeah. I order too much and they're sick of it.
It's too cold out there, Dixon, to get out and take
All right.
pictures.
So who's next? Dixon.
It's the,
Dixon,
I'm
you
Dixon
next?
Hoffman. You can find me at Hoffman Signs and Decals. And I just got in here about 10 minutes ago because I had a retirement party, my kids and grandkids. And here's a picture. It's hard to see, but the one on that guy there in the lighter color on your right or left, that's my grandson. He's 6'2" and he's 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
Are you all retired now, Dixon?
Yes.
Good.
Him right there, that one. He's If you look at him, he's
Holy
taller than.
crap!
He's only
He's gonna
13.
be taller than Jim Bashir's.
Yeah.
He's getting close.
It's crazy, and
Yeah,
he'd be playing football and basketball, and all the parents would get mad and say, "He's not 12. He's not 12."
Yeah, that's my Cameron, who's had the pneumonia and everything and been sick. He's 280 pounds, 290 pounds, give or take, 6'2".
Yeah.
But he's 33 years old. Yeah. So he ain't going to grow too much anymore unless he gains weight. Don't get me wrong.
You have to be that big. Then you won't get anybody pushing him around when he's doing his job.
Yeah, really.
Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking Maker Shop, Kilroy 79763. Just like that says right there, I guess. 2 p.m. Sunday on Twitch. Just been working on the Lady Washington, and I've got this little shelving unit that I've been trying to cobble together for behind the woods area. But anyway, it's great to be here.
And
you might
Mary,
want to correct the time. The real time is 3:00.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not 2 p.m. Central. But hey, why is it that I feel like in my mind there's this song going on? You know, there was another one earlier, but now it's the Brady Bunch for some reason. But anyway, we got 9 guys. Look at that. It's Donna's in the middle. She's the special jackpot square. And
she's
Mary, Mary's next.
She's the mama.
Yeah.
You can have that one, Donna.
Yeah, you can. That's Mary's bailing you out, Donna. You can have that one, Donna. You're the mama. You're the mama of all these misfits. Is what it is.
And that's how we became the
Brady Bunch.
My mama would never
Mary.
either.
Mary, tell us where we can find you.
Mary Easley. You can usually just find me on Facebook. Mary Easley is easier. Miss Mary's embroidery. Sometimes I check, sometimes I don't. The girls usually have to say, "Mom, go check that." And I'm like, okay. So I'm there.
Cool. Since I've gotten into the embroidery aspect of this, I think it was fantastic that you got with the company that makes the big hoops or whatever it is.
Oh, Mighty Hoops. Yes.
Yeah, Mighty Hoops. And so now they're designing a bigger hoop for the machines you have.
Yes, for the two-head embroidery machines, typically the biggest hoop you could use besides using your plastic one was 11 by 13 Mighty Hoop. So I've gotten together with Mighty Hoops. So we've made a 14.6 by 14.6 so that you can use them, two of them on the two head at the same time, where you used to could only do 11 by 13. So, but we could use them. We can use all the way up to a 17 by 16 on the single head machine, but you couldn't use that on the two head because the way the two heads are together in the distance, the biggest you could ever use was 11 by 13. So if you were doing a big jacket or something, you could take one set off and do no frame and have access, but then you can only use one head. So we got together with them, and now we're able. So if somebody wants to do two jacket backs or two big shirts on backs or whatever, now you're going to be able to do that. And the hoops, we've been working on this for a little while, and they'll be getting shipped out to me next week. So everybody that has, and it's going to benefit the whole embroidery. Every machine, they just have to get the measurements, and anybody with a two head will now be able to go just as if they were having a single head. So it's a big deal. Awesome. And the first 21 that are made are all coming to me, and then they'll be making another order and stuff like that, and then they'll open it up to the rest of the USA.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't do it right now, but I will guarantee you by the end of the year, I will own one of those machines because I've got too many things going.
So much already.
Yeah. Well, like the ramp, I mean, it's not that big of a deal because me and Nancy, my son was supposed to come over, but he ended up getting called to court. But anyway, the ramp's the ramp that I'm building is costing me like $500 for just materials, and me and Nancy's building it. So, and we now are looking at having to buy a washing machine. Yeah, our washing machine started leaking some water, so I went in there and looked at it, and this thing is like 10 years old. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. But I have been looking at something that's really interesting.
What's that?
Did you know they make a washer-dryer combination?
Yes.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah. And you know what the top rated one is?
No.
Samsung.
Oh.
Samsung is producing one that does the wash. So in other words, you put your clothes in there, you shut the door, you tell it to wash, and tell it to dry, and it'll wash them and then turn around and dry them. So you just take them out of the same machine. And I'm like, you know what?
Is it
But there's a problem with that, Russ. It takes twice as long to do your laundry.
Well, I don't care.
How many times has everybody left their damn laundry in the washer? Damn it, now I got
never.
Again.
Never.
Yes. Hey, My son is notorious for this, and he's sitting there in the living room, and I'll tell him, he will go in there and put it in the washing machine and wash it. And then you go out 2 days later and open the washing machine to wash something, you go like,
Oh,
Well,
you
see,
mean you're not
that's
supposed to do
why-
that?
That's why you get the waterless model that they have.
oh, the waterless model. I
the
want to see
waterless
this
model. You
sucker.
get the
Yeah, I
waterless
want to
model.
see this now.
It's close to the section of sky hooks and prop wash. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
That's where it's at.
When
Yeah,
I do
gotcha.
when I do our laundry, it's like an assembly line. It goes from washer to dryer to laundry basket, and everything's running all day, and then I'm done.
So
Yeah.
it's not like Paul's messy laundry shop.
No, it's
Right.
very organized.
Well, anyway, so we're looking into very seriously considering, and I've reached out to my friend Richard Kuhn, Dr. Paul Bearer, who's been on the show, and to ask him what his opinions of this thing, because he's even though he's Dr. Paul Bearer, he's an appliance person. He repairs and sells parts for appliances. So I asked him about his opinion on that. So I'm waiting to hear from him. But
Yeah, let me know. Let me know.
So Dr.
let me tell you, I am letting you know, because think about it. It actually reduces the floor space. You don't have to have a washer and a dryer. And I've been wanting a actual ice machine that is like a full-blown big ice machine that you can fill up a cooler with. So if I get rid of the dryer, I can put an ice machine there.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the guinea pig for something new.
Yeah.
So
So
I would wait.
We had one in our motorhome, Russ, and I hated that thing.
They've been
Really?
out for a long time.
For one
Why
thing,
did you hate it? Why did you hate it, Paul? Hold on. Everybody calm down.
reasons.
Why did you hate it, Paul?
for two reasons. One, the tub was smaller, and the second one was I could only run one thing at a time, and it took twice as long to do everything.
that's three things.
Yeah, that's three things.
I stand corrected, Al. You got me.
All
It
right.
was three things.
So I forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, I know what it was. So Russ, have you measured it to make sure it goes through the door? I'm just
Yes.
saying. I'm just saying.
No, whoa. That door that goes into my laundry room is a 36-inch, the maximum door that you can have. So yes, it'll go in.
You know,
There you go.
another thing, Russ, is if you have one unit that's a washer and dryer and the dryer goes out, you got to replace the washer and dryer.
Yep.
If they're two separate
Would
units,
you
only have to-
please stop? I mean, I thought this was so cool, and now all this
Paul's like downer
negativity.
Paul today, man.
Yeah, I'm like
I-
all this
I have a serious
negativity.
question. What's laundry?
Yeah.
He that sits in the hammock all day.
Absolutely.
Something
throw it in
somebody
the
else
bucket,
does,
And
right?
it comes back a week later clean. I don't know how it happens.
James Parker said, good night, everyone. I have some family coming here from Georgia, and I'd like to spend more time with you, but see you next week. I understand that. Thank you, Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Shop. James Parker, even though he left. If y'all see anybody else out there, Michelle Marcuse out there. James Parker, I mentioned. Dan Inge from Dan Inge's Woodworking. JJE.
Hey, by the way, where you live, you don't even need a dryer. All you need is a washer and a rope. It's called a clothesline.
Yeah, I know.
They don't break too often.
No, I know. And you're right, because when I was a kid, we only had a washing machine. And we had a clothesline out back, and you come home and the laundry is waving in the wind. But mom used to just give my dad I want to say cuss him out, but she didn't cuss, but she gave him the what for, because on the weekends we lived on a farm. He'd use the clothesline to kill chickens. He'd hang 3 or 4 or 5 chickens up on the clothesline and cut their neck and let them just spew blood all over. So she not only had to wade through the blood on a Monday morning to wash clothes, but it was all over the clothesline itself. So you used to take a water hose and wash it all down and everything.
Hey, Eloy's out there.
Hey, such is family life. Or in the back when I was a kid on a farm. Eloy.
Hi, Eloy.
Rockin' H Woodworks. Thank you for watching us tonight. I appreciate that. Heirloom Game Calls is out there.
Hello, Brian. Hello, Eloy.
Yeah, appreciate all y'all being out there. Well, we were going to talk about what's on your workbench. So, Paul, what have you had on your workbench?
Well, I'm still working on a sign I'm making for my great grandson. It's about 6 feet long and about 14 inches high, and it's going to have his name across it, and it's going to go over his bed on his wall. And I'm making it out of rigid foam.
Yeah. What color is it? The pink stuff?
Yep, the pink stuff.
Yeah, the pink stuff. Yeah.
And the back part of it is going to be metallic silver, and then the letters are metallic black.
Cool. And you're cutting it out and then spray painting it?
No, I'm using acrylic craft paint, because you can't spray pink foam because it'll dissolve it.
Eat it away. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yep. So
the
I'm using
mineral, the
paint.
aerosol. I don't want to say it.
Aerosol.
Aerosol. Yeah, whatever you're putting in the paint. Yeah, it'll eat the foam. Right. Yeah, I never thought about that. All right.
Yep.
Cool.
So
Chris,
come along.
So
great.
you know those little things.
Hey, Chris, you need to take a long time to explain this because I got to run and go get something.
Okay.
He's got to get an empty bladder. That's what he's going to get.
No, get the laundry machine.
Yeah.
You know the little flat buildings you get in tourist shops of the buildings in that town?
Yeah.
It'd be like the museums or the whatever, or the ice cream parlor. Well, my wife wants a bunch of them. We have this alcove in the living room, in the family room. It's just wasted space. So she wants me to make a bunch of them. So I'm making a bunch of them.
Excuse me.
Oh, those are neat.
This is going to be the Smoking Tuna Saloon in Key West. So,
that's neat.
So, and this is from the back door. Only very few people know where that back door is, too. So, and while we were talking, I'm doing taping, masking. This is the Key Lime Pie Company in Key West. So they're getting there. I get about 15 altogether. So I broke them into 2 sets. Get one set done, then move on to the next set.
You gonna sell those also?
I might. These ones are for my wife for the living room.
What material are they?
It's just pine. Cheap pine. I raided my scrap pile. I had all these pieces about yay wide. Like, what are we going to do with these things? And they were all stacked up. So I get rid of most of that pile by doing these.
There you go.
And it's hand painted. I'm masking off the door frames on this one right now. So, and on wood, paint still creeps under, so you got to do a cleanup after you pull the tape off. But it's better than trying to paint a straight line. So.
Well, you need to get you some of that non-creeping paint. I mean,
yeah. Do you ever use frog tape?
I am.
Oh, that's frog tape.
Yep. It's pine. It's just it's still going to creep under a little bit. It's not a disaster. I just get it while it's still tacky and scrape it off. That's all.
Especially those darker colors, it bleeds into the grain. So.
Well, it is. It's the knots you got to be careful of. You know, if you don't prime it, that knot's going to bleed through the paint in about 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm thinking of the wrong thing, but I think I've seen people like spray over the wood first with some kind of acrylic or something, and then paint over that, and that stops the bleeding. Am I
tried
thinking
that.
right?
I tried that, but I felt like I was wasting a lot of.
Okay.
I felt like I was wasting a lot of clear by doing that. So.
Hey Chris, Lynn has a question. It says, "Hey Chris, where do you get your models? Any place in Massachusetts?"
My models. Oh, my aircraft. Online, mostly.
Yeah, Chris knows the auctions.
Yep, I'm watching a bunch tonight as we're speaking. So, yeah, I get them on auctions. I get a few off of eBay now and then, but eBay is not the fun it used to be. So it's just sort of shopping site now.
Yeah.
You're better off going to the local, if you find local hobby shops. There are a lot of them are going the way of the dodo bird. So, but yeah, that's where I get them. Right now, I got to slow down. I got close to 400 kits stashed in my closet right now. I either start building or start selling, one or the other.
And he
So
said,
that's why you can't buy a kit in Massachusetts anymore.
and Lynn said, seal your pine first.
What's that?
Lynn said, seal your pine first.
Sell my pine first. It's just pine off the shelf at Home Depot.
Chris, them are almost like the backdrops we make for our trains, the buildings.
Yeah.
Similar, very similar.
Yep. I've seen those. Yeah,
All right, who was next? Who's
next?
I guess
it all changed, so we'll have to go to Jim.
Jim already went. So Dixon, have you went?
For projects, no, I didn't go yet.
All right, so go ahead, Dixon.
I got my 3D printed gondola, the one that carries the scrap metal, and I just put the decals on. So that's one thing that I was working on.
Nice.
Cool. That's cute.
3D printed. And the other thing was we have these depressed flat cars. That's where it sinks down in the middle. And I was making some loads, transformer loads. You can see the little insulators.
Wow.
It's a miniature transformer.
Oh, cool.
I made them in green, and these are going to go in the middle of a flatbed car for 8-scale railroad.
Nice.
Wow.
Like
Don't
that.
forget the tie downs.
Yep, the tie downs, I got to make them yet.
Dixon is the man to go if you want electronics. Yeah. I always wished I'd spent more time doing that, but unfortunately, Donald, I think we got you. Al, did we get you?
No, I've got some pictures is about all I have that I can show.
Well, go ahead and show them.
Let me see. I guess I'm going to have to figure out how to share my screen. Paul, where are you, Paul? Okay, hold on. Let me give myself a present.
Did Paul leave, by the way? I think he did.
Yes, he did.
This is you coming back in.
Oh, that's
Window. That one. Okay. So I was asked to make one of these. Can you see that? No?
No, not yet.
Hold on. Yes. Oh, yes.
Now we can.
Wow.
It was done on the laser, and one interesting thing about this is it's like at 20% almost without the beam, no power, and it's still cut through. It's only 1/8 inch basswood, I think.
Well, that's the reason. Yeah, basswood is
and it was the fastest that it could go to. It was just, but but anyway,
that's the thing. That's the thing from the Addams family.
Yes, in fact, I ended up watching the whole Wednesday series after that. I went and got.
We watched it from day one when it came out and waited every week for the new ones to come out.
It was interesting. It was interesting.
It was interesting.
Let me see something else that I have. I don't know if I can. If it is that showing up too.
Yes.
Yep. This was a while back, but I engraved some grandchildren names on a sign, And I was really sick when I did this. While I was working on the car, I stopped and I started working on these and ended up getting them out. I ended up painting these. I don't know if I've got a picture of them painted, but they hang up on the wall, and they're a lot of fun. Actually, they're pretty decent to do, and they look decent because they're stained and then painted white. The lettering's all white. So, but anyway, there I start working on the car. Anyway, that's all I got.
At least you're using your laser, because I know somebody that has a nice Tech laser and they hardly ever use it.
Constantly,
They're
I'm
embroidering or something.
Well, right.
Actually, you're wrong. I used it twice this last week. I think.
All right.
In fact, I'm trying to finish off the. Well, I say finish off. I'm working on the Lady Washington, trying to use it as much as I can.
Yeah, actually, I don't have it in here, and I should have brought that in here. So, I bought some leather patches that you can stick on the front of hats, and have made 2 of them, and they worked quite well. The laser was able to engrave on the leather hats or the leather patches. I used a old hat just as a test run, and it obviously, because it was old, the patch didn't want to stick. So I bought some new hats that I'm going to try it on, and we'll see how that works out. So has everybody talked about everything they want to talk about?
Mary hasn't said anything, has she?
Yeah, she has. We're talking about her embroidery.
Okay.
Did you have anything more?
The last thing I've been working on.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to see that. That is very cool. Here, I'm gonna give you solo layout. Go ahead.
You didn't have
look at that.
So
neat.
Isn't that cool?
No.
Sure.
Donna,
Nice.
What? Keep it up. I won't give you the design.
Yeah, that's on the back of a sweatshirt or a.
It's on the front of a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And then I've just been doing some chenille. I do too much stuff. Chenille letters that'll be put on shirts.
Cool.
I got one.
No, she made another bag.
Oh yeah. All right, Donna, I'll give you like a solo. Hold on. Just hold it up there again.
Okay.
Another one in the bag, huh?
Yeah. Now this one took a little bit. You got the recessed zipper. You got a divider. You got.
Holy crap!
Right.
Let me see if I can turn the flash.
You got to charge a lot for that one.
And yeah, it was for a Christmas present that I've been waiting for material to come in, and I finally got it so I could finish it up. But it's like, yeah, I'm proud of that one.
Yeah, it is.
Mermaids.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mom?
Hey, Donna Glenna wants to know what the name of that pattern is.
That one is actually the Tuesday tote with the weekend add-on.
Okay.
Fancy.
Okay.
Yeah, the Lynn's handmade. She has it's called Weekend Add-on Pack, and it's with that.
Okay.
You can do all that other
She's
stuff.
got it.
I don't think I had that, Donna.
You don't
Hey
have that.
Russ, we've got like this is celebrity weekend. We got Zach from Southern Ginger Workshop here, and Eloy's out there, and
hello, Zach.
Great.
Heirloom
Hey,
game
Mom.
called.
Anyway, hey, Mom.
Hi.
Just want to say hey to you. Yep, just want to say hey to you.
Heirloom game.
And I haven't
called.
forgot about your Tumblr. I just haven't had enough time to get to it. I did make Donna's print that I showed her earlier. So
Yeah,
I'll get your Tumblr. I'm going to get that all put in a package and email it both at one, or email it, ship it both at one time. So
Dixon, what was that?
Heirloom game calls was making a deer clock. He said in the last week.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Steve Carmichael's out there.
I've got a picture
Oh,
of it.
wow.
If you guys want me to show it, I've got a picture of it.
Of what?
Of the deer clock that Brian at Heirloom is.
All right, go ahead, show it.
Okay, let me.
I got you on solo layout.
Okay, I
You
do
got
gotta
like
find
5
it.
seconds.
You're right. You should see how many. You should see how many are opened up.
Yeah, you.
I hope it's okay to show it, Brian. Say no if it's not okay.
I don't think he cares.
Get to it. I think he'd be all right with it. If I can find
Hurry
it.
up! I gave you 5 seconds, and now it's like 15 seconds.
He's gonna look for it in all his
I
files.
do. Oh.
I thought my computer files were
Okay. I'll go with it like this. Okay, let me present. Let me go share the screen.
No, you just have to. You have to share.
Yeah, I have
Go
to
ahead.
share the screen. There we go.
Okay,
So-
we're ready.
So he started on his CNC. There we go, and went like that. And I hope the next picture is it. No, that's my food. Oh my
Oh
god!
yeah, we don't want to
Oh
see
my
your
God.
food.
I don't know where it's at now. Okay, I'm moving this over here.
Brian Warner.
You don't know where your food's at. What?
He just sent it. Oh, my food's gone, by the way.
I hope you know where it went.
You're right. There it is. I got it now. There we go. He's still working on it. So that hunk of wood that you saw, you can see where it's kind of getting together. I mean,
Okay.
I'm scared to
nice.
click the next button, but I think there's another one. No, that was one of his foods.
Some more of your food. We don't want to see that.
And that's
Squinter?
the homework I assigned.
Yeah.
We
No, we don't want to
see
see your
squeezing
squinters.
anything.
Yeah, that was enough of that. All right, so I will present myself. Even though I've been out there working on the ramp.
Good deal, Brian.
You know what? I think I want to share this.
Ossiman says that food looks like vomit.
I gotta go with Ozzy on that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of with him too.
Okay, so
By the way, what it was shrimp, fish, octopus, oysters, and something else that was slithering in there cooked in lemon juice.
So
It was-
vomit.
It was all raw.
So anyway, so
partially digested, yes.
present.
Basically a plate full of snot.
Share screen.
The Dutchman's Wood Shack is out there. Good evening.
Anyway, so I'm going to share this. Can you see that?
Where?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, you're in trouble, Russ.
Yeah, this is the front of my house.
Now we know who really does the work.
Yeah, this is the front of my house. This is the addition I put on in the front of the house with the screen porch. This is the original ramp that's been up there for 20, 25 years. And then it used to just drop off right here.
That's great.
And then when we put the addition on the other side of the house for my shop, and I poured concrete, there was a lot of concrete left over. So I added this concrete in. So we're having to bust out all this concrete to put the new ramp over in because I want to move the door over to the left to the next post. You can see on the layout. And so Nancy, my wife, is helping me bust out the concrete. And if she finds out that I did this, she's going to kill me.
It's funny how you say she's helping you, yet we see no pictures of you working.
That's right.
Well, I'm standing there taking the damn picture.
Ah, so she's doing the building.
Yeah, she's doing that.
You know what, Russ? Every job needs a supervisor. You're absolutely in the right spot.
Yep. So let me get back to where the heck I'm at.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so now I go to so like So even though I've been doing some other things the last week or so, especially since I wasn't here last week, I will show you some of the things I have done. This is a like a dragon.
Oh, that's cute. I can't get them for nothing.
Yeah, he actually opens his mouth.
That's cute.
Yeah, he will wrap around your hand.
Now, do you guys down there have alligators or crocodiles?
We have alligators, but there has been known for saltwater crocodiles up in the panhandle. But he will hang on to your arm, and then
where?
Yep, and then this is a skeleton of a T-Rex.
Yeah. Rainbow.
Look at the little bitty paws. Those little hands.
Yep. This is a skeleton of a T-Rex.
It looks like you're using rainbow filament.
Yep, rainbow filament.
Silk.
For both of these. But he is pretty cool. I mean, you can pose him in different positions and such, but he's pretty cool. So even though I've been messing around with that, and then I come up with a crab.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
Nice. That's cool.
That is.
Yeah, he actually, all his little tentacles, his claws open and close.
Good job.
Yep, he is so cool. And then the last but not least, and I think I printed one of these before, but he is an octopus, but he actually has an octopus head.
Wow.
Well, that makes it convenient.
Yeah, well, some of these that we printed before are supposed to be octopuses.
Yeah.
But they don't have the actual octopus. This one has the actual octopus head.
You know, if you quit playing with them octopuses, you might not get the crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donald says you got crabs, man.
I ain't gonna be invited back on the show no more.
But anyway, but his bulbous head.
Like Donald.
I think it did a pretty good job with, and then his eyes. I was actually surprised how well this turned out.
No support thrust or supports in the back?
No supports whatsoever.
Yeah.
All three of these are no supports.
Yeah.
And then the second one that I like the best is the crab. I mean, even his little crab thing open and close.
Pincers.
Yeah, it's pincers. They actually open and close. So
neat.
And yeah, he looked good. Look at his smile on his face. And these are not, at first I thought, why did these turn up in the print? And I went back and looked. These are barnacles on his crab legs. That wasn't a fail. That was a actual barnacles on. Yeah.
Yeah, feature.
Barnacles. And he sits on the desk just so cool.
That is cool.
So I have been working with some things this week, even though I was not. Here, let me get my crocodile back on my arm. Even though I
get your Crocs back on.
Yeah, even though I we're just now Nancy and I are this is the first week that we can say that we have actually been feeling well from all the sickness that we've gone through. And we clocked it back to actually Halloween. So from October to November to December and into January, we have been sick. And I think I've told this before, but I talked to my doctor and he said, once you get, like the flu or something, it weakens your immune system. And he said, Katie, bar the door, everything jumping on. So we are actually lucky that we have not gotten any sicker than we are, even though we've been sick. And then Cameron, my son, actually went to the hospital for 3 days from pneumonia. So we've been lucky that we've all came out. I'm working on the ramp, putting up a new ramp that we need. The other one, I'm scared that I was scared that we might fall through, but somebody might fall through and sue me. Especially since I have so many Amazon deliveries. So, but yeah, this week I just decided to, I mean, you can download these files off of Thingiverse and put them in there. And like when I was out front working on the ramp, this thing was sitting in there printing. I come in and check on it during my breaks because I had to water and stuff, and he just prints away, just as cool as can be. So cool. That's what I've been doing. So anything out there y'all want to look at and say hi to, or who's been posting what?
Anybody else got a project they're working on?
Well, yeah, I mean, y'all go back through and start helping me read through the post. Heirloom Game Call said, I had pneumonia, the flu, and COVID hit me. Wow. Yeah. We had the flu and pneumonia. I had the flu twice since October. And I didn't think, here's the thing. I didn't think you could get the flu more than once, because once you get it, you would build up an immunity to the same strain. Nope. You can get it multiple times.
Yep.
The strains mutate and stuff. So.
Yep.
Dutchman Woodshed.
Oh, yeah.
Do you sell that stuff?
Do I sell it? No. I mean, I can't sell it, yes. But I've never, if somebody wanted to contact me and say, hey, I'd like to buy one of those creatures or whatever you want to put it, I would do it. Yeah.
$20.
Many grandkids they got, they probably use them to keep them occupied.
Yep. What Donald said.
I'm trying to.
I'll try to speak.
If y'all want to just talk for a few minutes, I'm trying to do.
The grandkids are going to be my next few projects. I got getting ready to do something with the.
Here's a question for the brain trust. When you go to craft fairs, is it cheating if you take pictures of other people's work? And
nope.
Then, all right.
You do whatever you want.
Which way though? Which way, for ideas, or you place them in your booth?
Ideas, maybe make it the same or a little bit different. So.
Oh, okay. You're not saying take.
No,
pictures.
I do that all the time. I take pictures.
Yeah, ideas of stuff.
Yeah, we were at one today, and I probably took about 50, 60 pictures.
Yeah. How many people go into Hobby Lobby and the first thing they do is they walk in and they're going snap, snap, snap?
I do that. I do that in Hobby Lobby also.
Yes.
I put my twist on something I see.
Right.
Right.
Everybody gets ideas from everybody else, and that's okay.
Right.
put your own twist on it, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Most of them take it as a compliment. So,
Yeah, until you set up a booth right next to them.
yeah, don't do that.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And yours is better.
What's the term? Imitation is the best form of flattery or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
What I do is I buy all their products, clean their table off, and then put them on my table, and I jack everything up 50%.
That's called entrepreneurship, man.
What really gets them is when you do exactly what they do and set up right beside them and undercut them by $1.
Yes.
That's what gets them upset.
Race to the bottom. Worst
Right.
thing you can do.
Yeah. Race to the bottom is the worst thing.
I was amazed at how many things I saw today that it started at Hobby Lobby. The pre-cut animals and the stuff like that. They're not cutting these things out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blanks are from Hobby Lobby. And,
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And then
pine
they
boxes that are there.
embellish them.
It's just, even my wife picked up on it. She walked away. She says, "You got those at Hobby Lobby?" I said, "Yeah, I know. I've seen them there too." So,
And I haven't yet, but maybe I will one of these days. But we got these right here, and they were, and really it's a lot of practice, but they were supposed to be engraved, And this was like my first work, and honestly, for the first time around, I had to figure out how to make these sit not only flat, but this way, because some of them are like, warped. But and like I said,
we know they got their lumber from the blue store,
right, or worse, Temu maybe. but anyway, yeah.
Okay,
a discount store. In fact, I probably need to go take those in there.
Video today, and I just was able to log into it because if you don't, anyway, to make a long story short, let me see if I can get him this thing present.
I like that.
Oh, I just got beat out on eBay in 2 seconds.
I see how you are, Mary.
Donnie,
Right, so this is a new slide away sling, or slide away for his
of my medicated.
slide away for his woodworking. In case you want to do a bowl or something that you wanted your wrist or your elbow to swing around to get into deeper into the bowl,
inside. Yes, gotcha.
it would hit on.
Yeehaw!
Yep.
and the music was good too.
So
Yeah, it had some rhythm there. Yeah.
Some bluegrass stuff going on.
Hey, look, let's talk shop with Russ. What's on your bench? Click it, Russ. Click it. Let's see what it is.
So there we have it. Yeah, he sent me that, and he wanted me to play
That's
that
neat.
for him. So I
Yeah,
said I would.
yeah. Thanks for sending it, Aussie man.
Yeah. No, my lathe has the same thing, and it actually adds not two. I said 2 feet. It's
Yes.
not 24 inches. I think it's like 16 inches, which would bring the headstock out, which would give me, I have 3 foot now, and with the headstock being able to move back, I could actually turn a 4-foot spindle with that, and then it can, or I can move the headstock out of the way and slide it to the side like he can.
Yeah, he says
So-
he uses it to add his steady rest, which is, I think,
Yeah.
kind of what you were talking about with the bowl, how you would place the tool. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. How did you get kicked out, Mary?
I did it.
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, she kicked your butt out of here. Well, that's between y'all sisters. I mean, y'all take care of that after the shows because I don't want to hear any. But no, I looked down. I'm like, Mary's trying to get back in. How the hell did she get out?
Donna kicked her out. Donna was pulling her by the hair.
The only reason she knows I didn't do it because I can't kick nobody out. So
no, actually, though, I'd be the one that had to kick you out. So yeah,
Russ did it. He admitted it.
I'm good. I was like, oh.
All right, so it's 9.
It's 8:05.
Russ, Aussie Man says when you and Scooter, it's darn hard to remove the tailstock on and off.
Yes,
that's another reason why he's doing that.
Yeah,
so,
I
so
agree.
that hinge holds it so you don't have to hold the weight of it. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm assuming I'm understanding that right.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna call it another one. You can see I'm losing my voice already.
That's excuse
and
when she beats him
yeah,
up.
we're gonna call it. I'm trying. Jim Bashir's contacted a guy from what is it, 731 Woodworks or whatever.
Yeah, 731 Woodworks. He said he'd come on the show. We just have to schedule.
Yeah,
it
I sent him an email and also sent him a message on Facebook. Haven't heard back from him yet, and so hopefully he'll be on. If you can think of anybody else you'd like to see on here, Eloy, if you're out there, we haven't heard from you in a while, and Steve Carmichael, we haven't heard from you in a while. Any of y'all guys want to come back on and talk to us about some things? We'd love to have you.
Eloy has a show called Trampled Underfoot. He and Mark Lindsay hosted. I want to say Tuesday night. I've been missing it, and Eloy's also been doing some very deep, intricate genealogy and tracing.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yes,
videos. That would be awesome if Eloy would come on and just kind of talk a little bit about the genealogy and
how to find it, how to trace it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd love to have either Eloy or Steve Carmichael. If you want to reach out to me, I'd love to have you back on because we've had both of them on the show in the past. But if y'all would love, I would love for you to reach out to me and we'll do it again.
My sister does that genealogy stuff. I'm just not too sure I want to know any more about my.
Yeah,
I already do.
I got some distant cousins I don't want to know anything about.
I don't know why I find that so funny, Donald.
I would just like to say one thing. Knowing you, Donald, I wouldn't want to know where the hell you are, what your past was.
Are those banjos I hear in the?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know anything about your past.
It's just not fun to bring a girl you've been dating for about a month to meet your sister and find out your cousins.
This is my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl.
Not that it's too late by
that
then.
Being said, hold on. That being said, I want you to know, and this is a true story, real quick, because I want to get out of here. I know of somebody in our family that brought a boy home and come to find out they were cousins.
Oops.
Yeah, and the mama said, you can't date him. And she went like, why? And she said, because he's your cousin.
That there's your cousin.
And not a second or third either. It was a first.
Ooh.
That there's your cousin Bobby Joe. You can't be dating him.
That family tree.
I mean, this is an honest to God true story. I shall not lie. It was a true story. So, and that being said, I'm going to close it out. Listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're either lazy, you're either fat, get your fat butt up and get out there, or you're just too darn busy.
Or it's
Just give me
24.
sawdust, lots
Combination.
of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Good night, everyone.
Girls, remember you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
I can't.
Nope. Got to get out.
And what Chris said, whatever he said.
Exit that way. Exit
This
that
way,
way.
you can.
That way. Whatever